Hello, my name is Amy Kreydin. I'm here at the Barefoot Dragonfly, which is my aromatherapy studio. You can see a little bit behind me. You just tilt this down. This is my workspace. I've got a little more on the side, coming all the way over. So I can slide. Here's my still, and here's a great deal of supplies that we've been able to receive for United Aromatherapy Effort. So come back over here. So today I'd like to talk to you about Aromasticks. We've been making Aromasticks as part of our aromatic trauma efforts, our response here in Texas, specifically for those who've been negatively affected by Hurricane Harvey. So we're talking about folks down on the coast. We're talking about the greater Houston area, Port Arthur, Beaumont. We've been working with a couple of different organizations locally, some different individuals, and just trying to get some trauma support to both the first responders as well as refugees and those who've been adversely affected. So an aroma stick it can be a couple of different options, but the ones that we've been using are these little plastic inhalers, and it comes apart like this. So you've got one piece here, you've got little air holes on the bottom and a little nostril hole on the top. And what you do is you close off one nostril, insert it just enough so that you're covering the airway here. So you're gonna close that off, inhale deeply, you take it away from that nostril, a few cleansing breaths, and then you repeat on the other side. The purpose behind these are to get the aromatic volatiles, those little volatile oils, which means they like to evaporate. So we're inhaling the molecules up into the nostrils, and from there, the brain takes that information into the limbic portion of the brain. The limbic portion is where we respond to things such as memory. So this gives us a really pleasant experience. The de-stress or relax blends that we've been focusing on are to calm and soothe the central nervous system, take us out of that sort of fight or flight position that an adverse weather event will cause, and shift us gently into a parasympathetic state. So that relax, rest, repair phase, so that our body can sort of reboot, go, okay, I'm not in trauma mode, I'm not in this big adrenaline cortisol space. I can start to really get into a really comfortable space and do some rest and repair work that needs to happen. The body does need to regularly check in with itself and see what the needs are for our next energy goals for the next 90 minutes. So pulling in an aroma stick for something like this is really great. One of the other aroma stick styles that we've been making have been specific to support the sinuses and the upper portion of our respiratory tract. This gives us the benefit where we're talking about stagnant water, talking about a lot of mold. Texas already has a lot of mold. I do joke that the mold bloom is our state flower. It's not really, but it feels like it a lot of times. And events like this, especially water events like this, can bring a lot more mold to the table. And so I'm noticing folks are really suffering with sinus congestion, and there's some pretty unpleasant smells as people are mucking out houses, people are able to get back to their spaces. There's a lot of unpleasant odors. So the aroma sticks, so we've had two main styles, one to relax and restore and repair, sort of nurture the body. And then the other one has been aimed at sort of really supporting the sinuses and the upper respiratory system so that we get some good relief from everything that we're inhaling. So I'm going to show you what I would do if I was putting together an aroma stick myself. we have these little wicks that are inserted on the inside, and we just plug them right in here. So I am going to put my gloves on. I'm a big fan of wearing gloves after taking an aromatic medicine training course when I realized gloves weren't that big of a part of what I was doing when I was formulating. And I don't want to come into direct contact with an undiluted essential oil with my skin. That poses a couple of risks for me, especially where I'm doing this on a very regular basis. So I'm going to take a pipette. I've already got a blend here, and I'm going to draw these oils up into my pipette. Good, you can see what I've got here. And then I'm going to slowly let it drip into the wick. And this is a nice color, as you should be able to see. Very yellow. If you can see that as it starts to impregnate. So I'm going to turn this wick, keep working, turn it again. So when we make these, we count out drops. The manufacturer gives us an idea of how many drops a wick will hold. And of course, drop size will change on you depending on what size your orifice reducer is. So we have to be careful to not oversaturate it. So you've got a nice little wick going on there, and it's ready to pop into this guy. And then our bottom, as you can see him sitting down in there, so then we've got a little plug here, and we slide that in, push that guy in, and it's ready to go. So when I unscrew this, I can smell it. We'll put a label on that, make probably 50 more of this, and then start putting those in containers. So we've got bags like this that we've been sending to the Herbalists Without Borders clinics, and then we've been pairing them as well with the roll-ons here. So we've got an Aromastick and a roll-on, and then we put a bilingual label on, and that's been going to the shelters. So that's been really great to be able to offer some small support. It's not an enormous amount of support, but it takes a village, and there's a lot of people that can really benefit from these. We've had really good feedback on folks using the Relax type of Aromasticks and finding that they're getting sleep after a couple of weeks of insomnia. You know, certainly we're in that heightened state, and will be probably for many weeks to come. We'll start looking 3 to 6 months down the road after the event that people are going to finally come down off of that and, you know, need some really good restorative herbs and really support their systems. Really good nourishing food is important right now, so that we can sort of really stay in that space to continue healing, to continue trying to bring the body back towards homeostasis so that we move out of the fight or flight space. But again, if you've lost everything, you've had 3 feet of water in your house, you're not going to be in a space where you're thinking, oh yeah, I can relax right now. So these are really great to pull that brain involved, get the nervous system on board, and to really relax things. So I appreciate you taking the time watching this. If you've got questions for me, I'm happy to take them. barefootdragonfly@gmail.com is my email address, so feel free to shoot me an email. If you want to see what we're up to, United Aromatherapy Effort is on Facebook. We've got a Facebook page as well as a group. We're happily taking donations in the form of supplies that we need to continue. We're now focusing on some of our efforts. We're sort of divided at this stage where we're sending some supplies here to Texas so that we continue supporting Harvey, and some supplies to Florida to support those affected by Hurricane Irma. So please check us out on Facebook. We do have a web page as well. So help us, get involved. This is a really great way to support friends, neighbors, loved ones, and complete strangers through the power of aromatherapy. Thank you.